In this video, I talk about 10 of my favorite manhwa's sword-wielding characters from each series. Some of these names you will know, some of the names you won't. I decided to give you all fellas some kick-ass manga recommendations today. Just gonna list them in no particular order, so I think we all know by now that the manhwa industry is pretty big in Korea. So big, in fact, that there are just too many manhwa series to choose from. Try to look up a list with popular manhwa recommendations on the internet only adds to the whirlwind of confusion. Because there's so many different answers, there are a lot of fantasy manhwas out there. What are the best ones? Here's my top 10 that use swords. Number 10. Beginner's Test for Infinite Power. Not the best, but kinda nice. If you guys are looking for some action sword style type of manhwa, then you can consider reading this. After Simon, the prince of the kingdom of Irene, lost his father and his entire family name due to the betrayal of the trusted aide, he was taken in by a knight as an adopted son. However, on one fateful day, the knight's entire family was annihilated and his sister became missing. In order to find his sister, Simon goes on a path of vengeance. This manhwa has like 40 plus chapters. To tell you guys the truth, it was boring. The only thing I enjoy was the art style. And you know me, I'm a sucker for art. Remember, this guy, yeah, my voice, recognize my voice. I love art. I'm a sucker for art. Anyway, if you want some manhwas where the MC wields some swords, then read this. Number 9. Reformation of the Deadbeat Noble. Oh boy, here comes another one that I personally enjoy, but this manhwa has a few chapters. The way the MC reincarnates to is really brand new and actually kind of interesting in my thought. The story is something that has been explored in somewhat in different manhwas, but the way this manhwa expands on a lazy person, bedridden, becomes hardworking is just amazing. Also, the art style, of course, is really nice. You know me, I'm a sucker for art. Irene Pereira is a boy who sleeps to run away from reality. Sounds like me. People mocked him, calling him a deadbeat, but he had no wish to change until one day he dreamt of a swordsman. It was a dream about a talentless man who had been training by swinging his sword for decades. Give it a try. Number 8. Legend of the Northern Blade. This manhwa has some nice art style, of course. When the world was plunged into darkness, the martial arts gathered to form the Northern Heavenly Sect. You guys have heard this one before, I've said this a few times in the previous list as well. With the help of the Northern Heavenly Sect, people began to enjoy peace again. However, as time passed, the martial artists began to conspire against the Northern Heavenly Sect, and eventually caused the death of the sect leader, Jin Kwan Ho, destroying the sect with it. As everyone had left the sect, Jin Kwan Ho's only son, Jin Mu-wan, was left behind. Mu-wan has never learned martial arts, but he finds the techniques secretly left behind by his father and begins to acquire the martial arts of the Northern Heavenly Sect. Number 7. Reincarnation of the Suicide Battle God. It's pretty good, it's pretty well drawn, unique, and fun to read. I've been wanting to read something like this for a while. Zephyr is the last human fighting evil in a world abandoned by the gods. When he is killed in battle by a Tartarus, the god of destruction, all hope for humanity seems lost. But Zephyr's fate is not sealed. The gods who find his battles entertaining have gifted him a second chance at life. As he is sent 10 years into the past, back to when he was a slave instead of the most powerful human alive. Can Zephyr get his revenge against Tartarus and save the woman he loves? Or is he doomed to repeat the past? The beginning is good, the MC is interesting, and you want an MC that's cool, kinda OP from the start, who uses the sword, of course, then this one is the manga that you've got to read. Number 6. Player. If you like the action, fantasy genre, and where the MC gets transported type story, it's for you. The MC is kinda lame at the start, but trust me, it gets so much better later into the story. Through posting a best comment, I somehow became the main character of a webtoon. The player is in an action and a funny story about a high schooler who gets sucked into a manga and has to defeat the number 1 rank there. The art style is pretty good. The story is amazing. Well, not amazing, but great. And also, this manga has like 50 chapters or more, so give it a shot, eh? Number 5. The Live. This one is a great read. Half a year ago, Yoonjae Kim lost his wife and daughter in a car accident and lives in despair day after day. One evening, his diary completely erases itself, leaving behind an ominous message. You can see them again. The Holy Grail is given to those who overcome the game, the world of backside. It is said that if you use it, you can reunite with your lost family. In the cruel world where only the strongest survives, Yunjai becomes the only one who knows the future. Will he be able to fulfill his wishes? It is really good so far. The MC is wise and pretty strong. There's also a good bromance and the rhythm in the story is pretty good. So if you like the OPMC, then you will like this. Number 4. The Heavenly Demon Can't Live a Normal Life. This one is a great read. Last chapter hit me pretty hard. If you want manhwas with a good story and the OPMC, then I suggest this manhwa for you. Heavenly Demon Baek Jung-hyuk opens his eyes as the eldest son of the Dmitri family. Known as the Fool of the Dmitri family, pushed over by the second son, the world's opinion is irrelevant. Heavenly Demon, no. Roman Dmitri cannot live a normal life. The OP Heavenly Demon Fantasy. This is the kind of manhwa where the MC is reincarnated. Whew! It's got some nice sword fights as well, so I'm a sucker for art. Number 3. Memorize. Less people know about this masterpiece. A guy lives through a brutal isekai world for 10 years where all his friends die. He ends up living as a loner and becoming the strongest player. He uses that power to turn back time to hinder all the death he experienced. In this life, he decides to not be a loner. The art is pretty good, the characters are good so far, it isn't anything special, but definitely isn't bad. It has a good mix of both world building and foreshadowing, alongside making alright use of characters that is with and previously encountered. Overall, it's more than enough for you to be excited and kept hooked on it. I also believe this kind of story gets better with time. I'm excited to see what direction it goes in next. Having been summoned to the alternative game-like universe of the whole plane 10 years ago by mysterious angelic beings, Soo-hyun has finally reached the apex of the world. But at what cost? Using his privilege as the apex, Soo-hyun invokes the power of Code Zero to go back 10 years and rectify his past, filled with tragedy. Number 2. Rooftop Swordmaster. One of the best manhwas where the MC uses sword, not any sword. This sword can even fly. If you didn't read this one, you're missing out on one of the best hidden gems out there. This is a revenge sort of manhwa with OP badass MC. Don't let the first few chapters fool you. Our MC alone waged war against the whole Korean military, and it's very satisfying to read, and the hype is real. I felt like I was reading Solo Leveling. No, even better than that. Overall, it's a great manhwa to read. You'll all enjoy the fight scenes, and you'll fall in love with the mixed art and story. If you're just looking for a revenge story with good art, then it is a must-read. I mean, the OP is driven by vengeance. So you can tell. Number 1. The max level hero has returned. This is an amazing manhwa. The story is amazing, the art style is just nice. If you want some manhwa with an OPMC, then I'll suggest this one. Struck by an enemy's arrow, the powerless Prince Davy or Wayne falls into a coma. His soul travels to a place where the greatest of the great gather, the Honorable Hall of Heroes. There are 1,000 years pass as Davy undergoes excruciating training under their watchful eyes to become a hero too strong for his own good. Now back to his timeline and his kingdom. He's wide awake and the enemies hiding in the king's court better be prepared. The prince they had dismissed is now their biggest threat. Everything was good. The MC is stupidly overpowered, cool, and woos the princess that everyone liked. So give it a try. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Make a comment below which one you've seen before and do share your experience. Don't forget to like the video. Do press the bell icon to get notified about the latest videos and news trends. Till then, take care and stay safe.